Hello, welcome to Shine Like a North Star. My name is Carrie Burchill, and I am the proud owner of North Star Coaching. The idea really comes from finding our own North Star and having it shine as brightly as it can be. Now, we know that the North Star is not consistent all the time with its light, and that's okay because as humans, we're not either. So today's work is really reviewing how to intentionally be our best leaders through how we choose to communicate. So looping back with some concepts that we've reviewed before and really connecting today's message with this, we all crave a sense of belonging. It's that simple. And what happens is, as leaders, we have a responsibility to kind of define where do we belong, how do we fit in that, how do we show up that we fit, so this kind of normal team dynamic is not so helpful when you have competing agendas. Where is the North Star? What's our true north? All that kind of stuff. So what we want to do as leaders is kind of recognize these behaviors that are not helpful, and more importantly, recognize those behaviors that are helpful. So as an example, I was in that meeting earlier today, really building some resilience with a group of leaders, and we were talking about how grit and resilience really come from hoping that our efforts make a difference in the future. So we know we're 10 months into the COVID pandemic, and some of our catchy missions and values of our companies are kind of a little bit diluted. We're tired. Today, the expression COVID depression was thrown around. We're just done with it. And so to say like, gosh, you're making a difference because our patients need it, or we're building things that serve people in their communities, and lots of people are at home more now than they used to be. To sort of say you're making a difference, isn't this great, is sort of lackluster. So if we drill down to what really matters in our teams, that's where we can leverage some of that intentionality as leaders and help people put words on it. So let's say that I'm off with COVID and I have a colleague who covers my shift. When I get back and I say, hey, thanks for covering my shift, that would be the least, hopefully, that you'd say. It's not overly intentional, though, in terms of reinforcing what it is to be in that circle. So adding some intentionality, just a few words after that, thanks for covering my shift. That's what we do in this team. And that solidifies the idea that in this circle, we have each other's back. Maybe someone else is picking up a colleague because their car broke down. And of course, money's tight. The partner isn't working. Kids still need to be fed, messy, everything. I pick up my colleague for work. We're driving together and the colleague can say, man, thanks for picking me up. Even better is, thanks for picking me up. It really builds trust that you have my back. In our circle, we trust each other. We're really looking for those opportunities to go the extra mile for connection. A group of leaders today was talking about, we eat our lunch in our car now. We're isolated. We're really individual in how we approach those things. So connecting with people and saying, hey, we haven't touched base in a while. What does, the home rhythm look like these days? Intentionally reaching out when you see someone eating in their car. Now, of course, that doesn't mean you get in the car and you sit right beside them. Maybe you pick up the phone, but you're intentionally doing some communication that's going to do more than just jazzercise the mission and values statement. So think about where we recognize people for showing up in the circle. How are we putting words on those behaviors? Pick a few that are most salient for you and intentionally find a way of framing and recognizing people for doing that in the circle stuff. Intentionally saying it. My name is Carrie Burchill, and I am committed to giving us little leadership tidbits to kind of shake us out of that fogginess that COVID's giving us and help us be our best, intentionally developing the new reality that we're all anxious to get to. Have a great night and stay safe, everyone.